My name is NAIKA, and born and raised in Haiti. Moved to New York. It's been exactly 30 years this year, actually. And I am a mother. I am a career woman, and I'm a humanitarian at heart. I mean, I am a people's people, if I can put it that way, versus a philanthropist. I am a nature's lover. That's why I love Haiti, and I love Haiti represents as La Perle des Antilles. I am a mentor to a lot of young people, especially in my community in Haiti. And, you know, I have to say it again because I'm embracing it thanks to you. I am a Fanm Potomitan, the founder and CEO of Project Sun. So Project Sun debuted really with the simple idea of wanting to give back to my community, which is Camperin in Haiti, near Lekai. That was back in 2008. So it'll be exactly 13 years this coming July. Giving back meaning, you know, how do we help the poor, for lack of a better word, but our brothers and sisters who are really less fortunate feel good for one day? And because St. Anne's anniversary falls on July 26th and my mom's birthday is on the 27th, you know, I had a conversation with two women in my family who are the co-founders. And I said, you know what, let's just prepare a hot meal for about 100 people outside of the church, because there are a lot of times there are men, women, and children there just asking for a penny. And that's how it all started, serving the community. And that grew year after year. Tan is the Saint Juan of children. But that's like a very good moment in itself. But back in 2011 is truly when Project St. Anne, I was working at L'Oreal then, and had a few conversations where I said, I'd like to take this a step further. What does that mean? And when you think about Haiti, éducation, c'est ça que pays a besoin, c'est ça que le monde besoin, to help identify children that could benefit from like a sponsorship. And I had to think about this because we weren't a nonprofit organization then until that moment. And we started with a sponsorship program where you get to sponsor a child for $150 for the year. And we started with 8 kids. And today we have 233 kids. And I can tell you that education is truly the number one priority as it relates to our work at Project St. Anne, coupled with development, which is why we're building a campus right now, is to create something sustainable, actually, and not just give, just to give. It's to give and to build and to even look how we can help the community grow economically. It has changed me in areas where I find it very hard to not keep pushing. It's made me recognize the strength in me, to be quite honest with you. It's made me embrace the person that's been inside of me, but not really letting the world see it, not because NAIKA needs the attention, but what NAIKA is doing is something that is to recognize, because it's progress. It's what Haiti needs. So for me, if NAIKA is advancing and there's progress in my life and I'm cultivating that more and more, then I get to do what I'm doing with Project St. Anne and the connections that I'm making and the way that we communicate as people. I feel like that's what it's done for me. It's really helped me recognize who I am all the more. And that's someone that is empowering to others, and I try to empower myself in the middle of that, because it's very hard not to be discouraged. So kind of like, at least all of this time that I'm giving to the corporate world And all of this time that I'm giving to Projects in Hand, which honestly is every single day. I breathe it every single day. That's just my truth. There's time to rest, and you just have to create time for it. The challenges that I face and what Projects in Hand faces, unfortunately, they go very deep as it relates to Haiti. First, security. It's very hard to hear, like, whether it's my family, meaning my mom, my husband, my son, even in silence, like, worry so much because of the state of the country. So insecurity is number one, that you can't erase it. It is ongoing, and we have lives in our hands. So it's not just about me, which is why I say Projects in Hand, because I'm from Kapenge and I've gone there without having extra people with me, you know, but you have a group of people, and security is a big factor. So you have to work around that. You know, it's like, you have to have methods. And honestly, you have to have a good heart and hope that that's what saves you. The other major challenge that I have, which to me is personal, is how poor Haiti is. Poor Haiti is based on this slogan that we often hear, you know, which is Haiti est trop riche pour être pauvre. But what have we done to really put us in that state of being as a country that was la perle des Antilles? Can still, I'm not saying it can't be. So for me, a major conflict is looking at what Project in Hand is doing, for example, and you're helping families that have almost zero to nothing, right? Zero to nothing. Or you're helping families that have a little bit, but then there's how many millions? And to me, that's a huge conflict because it makes me think bigger, which is a little scary at times, especially for people, because I'm like, we need to really think about reform in our country. Like, if you look at America right now, they're doing it in 2021. So that's a major problem for me, the way that our country, the state of the country is. That's a personal issue. So that goes hand in hand with the lack of education, healthcare, infrastructure. There's so much opportunity when it comes to agriculture, for example. We're producing more. So, you know, looking at all of that to me is a big factor. The electricity, believe it or not, it's more of a, how can I put this? It really frustrates me more than it's a challenge, because Kapenge, for example, used to have electricity 24/7. We have one of the most beautiful waterfalls in the country, Somaturin, which actually generates electricity to the community. For whatever reason, we don't have electricity the way we used to have it, because they're sending the line to other communities and not taking care of your own while we're the one that's really producing it. So that's a problem. You know, like, technology is a big problem, because God forbid, you know, you have, and it's happened to us on mission trips, you get into an accident, or, you know, an accident, you know, it's like you have the phone, but there's no internet. You know, it's like basic stuff are major conflicts in the country. I can honestly go on and on about it. I like to stay positive when it comes to Haiti and really look at how can we do this better to not have these conflicts. What are the solutions to these problems that are the amount of money we know that Haiti has received many times? Pensez positif. Think positive. It's actually in your journal. the journal that you guys sent me,
Mm-hmm.
it caught my attention big time because my mantra as it relates to who I am, being positive is being thankful for just being. So I'm always trying to remember to give thanks. Like even if it's just saying thank you because as much as I would love to say, I pray every day, my prayer is thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Like very similar to what you just said in terms of gratitude because there's so much to be thankful for when you look at where we are right now in this world. So it's being thankful coupled with pensée positive. They can contact me through my personal email, which is naikadaiti@gmail.com. They can also contact me on my Instagram page, which is at NAIKA CD, at NAIKA CD. I'm also on Facebook with NAIKA Shol d'Haïti. And I am on LinkedIn also as NAIKA Shol d'Haïti. How you can help is to help us communicate, help us communicate, meaning continue to raise awareness or help us with our sponsorship campaign or our campus campaign that's coming up. It's a huge project that we definitely want to accomplish. You can help by cross-posting, which is very easy to do. There's a lot of people that pay for that, but we are a nonprofit. I think that there are also what I call, for you guys, especially women that are recognizing women, continuously cultivating the platform that you created to check in and see like, how can we help, even if it's once a year, if the vision is to keep growing this. So for me, it's really, I have options, but it all really boils down to Project Santan and fundraising, because that's really what is going to help us grow, help transform lives. That really touches me, actually, when I hear that. That goes to that you did your homework, and that matters a lot because, again, it's like we need a community of people to help Haiti grow. So that means there's got to be other projects in hand. So for you to research and to get all of that out of what Projects in End has done, and that award that you saw was a shocker for me because that was truly the first ever, but it was after Hurricane Matthew, which had really destroyed the community. It was terrible. So I almost lost my ish, as Gigi knows. So thank you for that. This was probably one of the best interviews I've had. I'm actually very happy that this was very organic. Be present. I think it's important that le moment que nous vivons là, n'importe qui côté que nous y est, en tant que Haïtiens surtout, quand nous vivons dans le présent, nous pas capable chita dans ça que t'es gagné, ça que t'es fait, on vivre dans moment ça pour nous avancer. And it takes time. So it's a big thing. It's a big feeling to carry and to have, because being present means a lot. Being present right here in this moment. Like, it's so good that I haven't thought about anything but this moment with you guys. That's being present. Whereas if I've had interviews before, where my mind will just go somewhere else, like with what I do at home, when I'm doing it, I try my best to be present, because if I'm not, I'm reminded of not being present. With my work with Projects in Anne, if I wasn't present, I wouldn't be where I am today, 12 years later, and we wouldn't be where we are 12 years later, building a legacy. So I think being present is something that we need to tap into more. You're helping Projects in Anne raise awareness. That's actually a huge help. You've recognized me as a Fanm Potomitan, and I think I've said it so many times, and I'll say it again. I'm so honored. It's like I'm full of humility for this moment, but it's not about me, right? It's really Projects in Anne. It's about Haiti.